Hi, I'm Tia. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share with you a book unboxing and a book haul. So, after I filmed my last book haul in the end of January, Aardvark Book Box reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to receive a book box from them. They said they wanted to fix one up for me and send it out with no strings attached. They said I didn't have to post anything about it, but obviously I do book hauls over here, so I wanted to show you what it is that they sent me. I actually had never heard of Aardvark Book Club until they reached out to me, but it looks like it's a rather new company. It says since 2022, so they haven't been around for too long, but I did check out their website and they let you choose, I think it's 1 out of 5 books per month, and I think it's $17.99 for the book, for that first book, and then you do get to add on add-ons if you would like, and those I believe are $9.99. Let me just double check that I'm telling you the right prices. Yes, that is the correct price for people in the US. They also allow people in Canada to get their book boxes as well, and it looks like the Canada price is $25.99 for the first book and $13.99 for each extra book, and the shipping is free. So yes, you can go and check out their website. I will leave it down below. I don't get anything for you going to check them out. I don't even have a link code or anything. They just kindly sent me this book box for free to check them out. So I'm going to unbox it here with you and we will see what they decided to send me. Now, they did ask me what genres I was interested in, and then they just picked some out to send to me. They didn't ask me which ones I wanted. So we are going to see what is in here. Let's see. This says Think Inside the Box, and then it does show that they have an app that you can download from the App Store, the Apple App Store, or on Google Play. And then let's see, what is this? This looks like maybe just a little postcard of, I think these must be their February selections. And then it has a couple of bookmarks in here, actually like 3 bookmarks. So I guess that's 1 per book that they sent. This says, please use in lieu of an old birthday or business card. And it's a little Aardvark, and I'm not sure if I'm showing it very well, but there you go, it's cute. There are 3 of those. And then let's see what books they sent. I think I might have to set this down before I hit myself with it. Okay, let's move that out of the way. Looks like the first one is The Fiction Writer by Jillian Cantor. This is actually not a book or author that I have ever heard of. So if you have heard of this book or this author before, please let me know what you think. Yeah, and it looks like, so their selections must come with the little Aardvark symbol on all of them. Let's see what this says this is about. Okay, so this looks like it's about an author whose last book has flopped. It was like a retelling of Daphne du Maurier's Rebecca, I believe is what it said, right? Yes. Okay, and so then her agent contacts her with an opportunity to be a ghostwriter of writing for this man who has like a connection to Daphne du Maurier somehow. And so I'm assuming that she goes there to meet with him and maybe moves into this house, and strange things and secrets start to come out. I don't want to compare this to that blurb to any other books, but it does sound a little bit similar to another book that I've read before. So we'll see. Like I said, let me know if you've heard of this author or read anything by this author before. So there's that one. And then I caught a glimpse of what the second one was in here. It looks like it is The Fake Mate by Lana Ferguson, which I actually already have a copy of. It's actually my book haul for this month. I was going to show you after I unbox these, but yes, I already have the paperback of this one. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm going to have to maybe do a giveaway for my paperback. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that one. But anyway, so yeah, The Fake Mate by Lana Ferguson. This one, as you can tell by the cover, is about two medical professionals, and the woman, I think her grandmother is always on her to get into some sort of relationship, and the guy is an alpha werewolf, and I think it is like frowned upon for alphas not to have mates, and so they are both kind of looking for someone to fill in that role for them, and so I think they probably agree to like fake date each other. I don't know if they're both werewolves or just one of them. Probably both, huh? Maybe everyone in this world's a werewolf. I really don't know. But I'm really looking forward to this one. So this was definitely a good pick on their part because I had already had this one on my own. And then see the last one here is Midnight is the Darkest Hour by Ashley Winstead. Well, I do think I have read something by this author before. Yes, The Last Housewife. I did read that last year and I actually did not really enjoy it. It was a little bit too much for me. And I have heard some things about this, not completely favorable reviews. I think this one is a thriller following a girl who's like the pastor's daughter, and I'm not really sure. Maybe someone disappears. I think this takes place in the South, and I want to say she's like involved with like the bad boy in town or something. I really don't know. I'm really not sure. And I don't want to read the full blurb because I find that on thrillers, they tend to give away stuff that happens towards the end, which is not really my favorite. But anyway, I will certainly check this one out. I thought that Ashley Winstead's writing was good. It's just that the subject matter of The Last Housewife was a little bit too much for me. It was like super duper intense, and yeah. So there you have it. There is Aardvark Book Club book box. So thank you to them if they happen to watch this video. Thank you for sending this book box to me, and I am so thankful, and I can't wait to try all these out. This one for sure. I mean, I've never heard of this, so that is exciting, and I was already interested in that one, and I definitely want to give this author a second try, so I'll be reading this one as well. And then I do have a box from Book of the Month that I got this month. I don't even remember when I ordered this or why I ordered this. Sometimes I just have like a moment of weakness, and I don't know, because I had told myself, I mean, I haven't actually ordered anything from them in a while, but yeah, so I'm gonna pull this little pull tab here. Anyway, I haven't ordered anything from them in a while, and then I don't know, I was just randomly looking there the other day, and they had several books that I wanted to read, so I went ahead and got them. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to lift this up to show you as I pull them out of the box. I'm just going to show you as they come out. So here we go. This is Silver in the Bone by Alexandra Bracken. This is one that I'd had on my wish list for a while and saw that they had it cheaper at Book Outlet, so I went ahead and got it. I think the only thing I've actually read by this author was a Star Wars book, and I actually really enjoyed it, so I've always wanted to try more from her, and saw that this one is a more recent one of her series that has come out. This is a new fantasy series, or newish. I'm not really sure when this was published. It's in the last few years, I think. 2023, actually. Okay, wow, that's newer than I thought it was. So it sounds like there's going to be magic, peril, romance, heartbreak, and it's like it's following this girl who is immortal with she is mortal with no magic, but she stumbles across something that has to do with King Arthur. Yeah, a powerful ring from an Arthurian legend. Anyway, and so she there's like a race to get this ring. I really don't know. Listen, blurbs are confusing to me, but it sounds exciting based on the things that other authors have said about it on the back. So that's why I went ahead and got this. And I got the Davenports by Crystal Marquess, and it has a sticker on it. I'm hoping that this will come off. This is a super shiny cover too. Anyway, this one is a young adult historical romance, and it says it is following the Davenports, obviously, who they are one of the few Black families of immense wealth and status in a changing United States. Did I say it takes place in 1910? Yeah, so anyway, and I think they have 3 daughters, if I'm not mistaken, and it's going to follow maybe their love lives. I think this is going to be part of a series. So probably this first one is about one of the daughters, and then we'll probably follow the other ones as we go. I'm not sure, but ever since I saw this, I don't know, I've been really interested in it. I think it's the cover. Maybe it's very pretty. Okay, then I have the Vanderbeekers to the Rescue by Karina Jan Glosser. So this is a middle grade novel. This one is the third in a series about the Vanderbeekers, who is a family in New York. And I read the first one of this one, I think a year or two ago now, and I really loved it, and I've been collecting the rest of the series, but I haven't read on, so I really need to finish up this series. I think there's like 7 books now, but it's very heartwarming, very sweet. They have like 4 children, and I just fell in love with all of the characters when I read the first one, so I would like to read the rest of the series. Then I have Fatal Fascinator by Jen McKinley. This is part of her Hat Shop mystery series. I have read the first one in this series as well and have been collecting the other ones because I absolutely loved the first one. So this one takes place in England. I believe it's in London, actually, right? In the heart of London. If I'm remembering correctly, I think it is in London. So anyway, and obviously it's following this girl who runs a hat shop with her cousin, and like their grandmother had passed away at the beginning of the first book and left them the hat shop. So she moves to London to help her cousin run the hat shop, and it's just really a lot of fun. I really, really enjoyed the first one. Hoping I enjoy the rest of the series. Okay, and then probably some of you are going to be mad that I got this cover, but I got A Haunting in Venice, which is originally called Halloween Party. And this is by Agatha Christie. This is the movie tie-in cover. So I've always wanted to read Halloween Party, but now that the movie's out, I definitely want to read the book. I've heard actually that maybe the movie isn't the best, but I'm definitely going to give them both a try at some point. Okay, then I have Luck and Last Resort here by Sarah Grunder Ruiz. This is also a second in a contemporary romance series. I read the first one a while ago and really, really enjoyed it. It's about, well, the first one was about this young woman who works on a cruise ship, not like a big cruise ship, but like a fancy yacht, I guess is what you would say. And they catered to like wealthy parties and stuff. Anyway, and I really, really enjoyed that one. It was like something I hadn't really read before. I haven't read many books that take place on boats, especially in modern day settings. So it was a lot of fun, and it was her romance. And I think this one is going to be her best friend's romance. I think these two might actually work on the yacht as well, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, then I have The Windsor Knot by S.J. Bennett. This is Her Majesty the Queen Investigates. So this is a cozy mystery series that's set in England as well. And I don't really know much about this one. I thought that I ordered 1 and 2, but I only see 1 in here. So I'm gonna have to look that back up and see if I'm just mistaken. I didn't actually order the second one, or if they forgot to put it in here. But anyway, yeah, so I think that I might end up reading this for March Mystery Madness, because one of the prompts is to read a British mystery, and since this one takes place in England, then I may end up using this one, because what else is more British than reading about the Queen? So yeah. And then let's see, the last one that I see in here, and I'll have to double check if I ordered the second one in that series or not. But anyway, the last one in there is Empire of the Vampire by J. Kristoff. They put another sticker on this one. I feel like I'm being reminded of why I stopped ordering book outlets. Yeah, this is not really in very good condition at all. It sort of seems like maybe it's been stomped on a few times, and it has a sticker on it, and yeah. Anyway, this is a book that I've been wanting to read for quite some time now. Jay Kristoff's take on a vampire story. I don't really know much about it except for it's Jay Kristoff and it's a vampire story. And it's very long. It has some illustrations in here, but hopefully I can get to this sometime soon. I'm so aggravated. Okay, so I just double checked my order, and I did order the Windsor Knot and All the Queen's Men, which is the second one in that series, and the second one is not in my box. So yeah, somehow I'm gonna have to contact them and let them know that they left a book out, which is another strike in their favor, huh? Not a good look for a book outlet. Hopefully their customer service is easy to work with and they get me that book out quickly. So I do have a couple more books here. My husband got me several books for Valentine's Day, and then I did purchase a few books on my own this month. I'm not planning on purchasing anything else in February, so I'm going to go ahead and show you these now, even though it's not the end of the month. I'll just start with the ones that I got myself. So like I mentioned in my last haul, I have unsubscribed from Book of the Month, but they had already charged me my February credit. So I had to pick a February book, and I went with The Women by Kristen Hanna because this is definitely a book that I want to read. I enjoy Kristen Hanna's writing, and this one sounds really interesting. It's following a young woman who is, what is the correct term? In the Army Nurse Corps during the Vietnam War. And it's going to focus on her life as well as like shining a light on other women who were working for the Nurse Corps during the war, which is something that I haven't read anything about. So I'm really looking forward to this one. I've already heard great things about it, so I think it's going to be a good read. And then I have sold several books on Pango, and I usually just have them give me my credits or my money. But this time I did buy a book with one of my credits, and this is New Orleans Legacy by Alexandra Ripley. This one, I think I bought this for two reasons. So because it's at New Orleans, I'm always fascinated by things set in New Orleans. And I think because Mardi Gras just happened, I was thinking about that setting more recently, and also read a book by this author, which was Scarlet, the sequel to Gone with the Wind. And I remember absolutely loving that book. I don't know if it would still hold up if I read it again, but this one is following an orphan who was raised in a convent. And I think when she comes of age, she receives like a jewelry box or something that was her mother's with lots of information or clues to like her past and her legacy, I'm assuming. So she goes off to New Orleans to try to unravel things from her past. I picked up Moose and Murder by Elizabeth Logan. This is a cozy mystery, the first in the Alaskan Diner mystery series. And this one is totally based on the recommendation of Tiffany at the Beach Bum Bookworm. I will leave her video linked down below if you want to see it. But she started a new series called like what's it called? Travel Around Road Trip, I think. There we go. I don't know what is words today. What are words today? Road trip with cozy mysteries. And so I think she's going to give recommendations for every state, and she started with Alaska, and I have only read one other book set in Alaska, and I think that was actually Kristen Hanna book, which I loved. And anyway, this one just sounded really interesting and I bought it. So thank you, Tiffany, for the recommendation. Okay, and then I did get Bride by Ali Hazelwood. This was one that I had pre-ordered because werewolves and vampires, right? And this is a arranged marriage between a vampire and an alpha werewolf. So they enter into this marriage as like an alliance between the two because werewolves, vampires, and humans are all kind of against each other in this world. And so, yeah, anyway, I did read this in February, so I will be talking about it more in my February wrap-up. Okay, and then like I already said, I had already purchased The Fake Mate by Lana Ferguson in paperback before Aardvark so kindly sent me that book box. But yeah, so now I have 2 copies of this. And now the books that my husband gave me for Valentine's Day. Yeah, it's a few, but not too many, right? So he did give me Witch Hat Atelier Volume 9, which is a manga series that I'm in the middle of. It follows this young witch apprentice who's living with her, is he called her master or mister? I don't know. Her witch master and 3 other apprentices. And it's a really good series, and it's very, very well drawn. I highly recommend this series. I'm hoping I can read this one soon. Then I picked up Nettle and Bone by T. Kingfisher. So this I have heard a ton about. A lot of people have recommended it. But in my last wrap up, I had read another T. Kingfisher, and some of you had recommended this one as a good one to read next. And so I listened to you and I went ahead and bought this. I think this one is sort of fairy tale-esque, where we're following the 3rd daughter, and her sister has been placed into this marriage where the guy's like really mean, and she decides the only way to save her sister is to save her herself. And I'm not really sure. I think she goes to like a witch or something and has tasks that she has to complete. This is pretty short, so I hope I haven't spoiled myself by reading the back. That's always a risk that I take by reading the back of books. Then I have The Last Werewolf by Glenn Duncan. So yeah, I've been reading werewolf stuff lately, and I read that this was a good book. I think I just looked up like werewolf books or something, and I haven't read this author before, or actually heard anything about this book, so I hope it is a good one. But as you can guess by the title, it's following the last werewolf. He's like 200 years old, and I think that he's like, kind of meh about being the last werewolf. It doesn't really seem like it's that important to him, but then enter some bad guys, I think, who probably want to kill him and be done with werewolves. So a lot of reviews said that this was really good and really well written. So I hope that's correct. Okay, then I have The Looking Glass Wars by Frank Bedore, I think, or Bedore. I'm not sure how you pronounce his last name. But anyway, this is the first in a trilogy, I believe. It's Alice in Wonderland retelling, and we are following, I think, the Mad Hatter character, whose name's Hatter Madigan, because Alice has disappeared, I think, or been kidnapped by Red, who is like her aunt, so like the Queen of Hearts character. And I think Alice is supposed to ascend to the throne, but she's been kidnapped or something, and the Mad Hatter knows where she is, or the only one who can save her. Anyway, it sounds interesting. I'm always interested in finding a good Alice in Wonderland or Queen of Hearts retelling. So if you have any of those recommendations, I do have a ton on my shelf that I haven't read yet, but maybe you have more recommendations that I haven't heard of. So feel free to leave them down below, or any other recommendations. Then I got The Murder at the Vicarage by Agatha Christie. This is the first, I think, in the Miss Marple series. So I have read several of the Hercule Poirot series, but I haven't read any Miss Marple yet, which I think it's a travesty, honestly. So I'm hoping to rectify that very soon, hopefully with March Mystery Madness. This one, I think, is like in a small English village. This guy that no one likes is found murdered in the house of the local vicar. And of course, Miss Marple gets involved to try to figure out who killed him. Okay, then I have The Heiress by Rachel Hawkins. This is one that just came out recently, and I was very intrigued by it because I did read The Villa by Rachel Hawkins last year. Absolutely loved it. And so this new one that came out, I wanted to check out as well. This one is following a woman who lives in North Carolina. She's passed away, and I think she was like, like a really big deal, the queen of this family, and there's going to be like a whole bunch of secrets and lies and stuff that comes out about her and her family after she dies. And so not only was I interested in this because of The Villa, which I love, but also because I live in North Carolina. So whenever I hear that something's set in North Carolina, it automatically kind of piques my interest even more than it probably would have been previously. So there is that one. He also got me Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare. This is a beautiful cover, but this book is huge. This might have been a mistake on my part to ask for this book because I haven't even finished reading all of her other series yet. And here I am buying the first one in a new series, but This is a fantasy, and I've heard that this is a great book, and so I thought maybe I would just, I don't know, start with this series. I don't know what I'm gonna do really, but anyway, the back says, welcome to an all-new fantasy world, forbidden love, dangerous magic, and a secret that could break the kingdom. Let the chronicles of Castellane begin. I don't know, I guess we'll find out. Okay, and then the last book I have here is Everyone Here is Lying by Sherry Lapina. I have enjoyed her books before, and I've heard that this one is about like a neighborhood where everything is perfect, and then one of the girls who lives there, like a little girl, disappears, and you start to find out that everyone is keeping secrets and telling lies. And yeah, I think it's going to be twisty-turny with lots of secrets and lies, and I have been interested in reading more books set in like a suburban neighborhood, like, you know, you can't trust your neighbors, Disturbia type thing. So yeah, I heard this is one of those, so I'm looking forward to checking it out, hopefully very soon. Okay, so those are all of the books that I either purchased or received in the month of February, and I would love to know if you have read any of these and what you thought about them, or if you've read other things by these authors. Leave all of that and anything else you want to chat about down in the comments. I hope that you are all doing well and reading something amazing. I'll see you next time. Bye.